What's up, everybody? It's your boy Heems, and guys, it's been a minute, but we are back with another reaction today. We're about to get to some crazy stuff here. If you guys, and I'm pretty sure you all have heard of it, but it's basically with the homie Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle got tackled on stage. So to get straight to it, guys, we're gonna read an article that's actually on the Foxx site. Then after that, we actually have to watch 3 of these videos. And then we're going to call it and kind of give you guys an idea of what, your boy's feeling or how we thinking about it. But the article starts out with comedian Dave Chappelle attacked on stage. Comedian Dave Chappelle was attacked by a man while performing on stage at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles Tuesday night. According to publisher reports, the unidentified man jumped on stage, rushed and tackled Chappelle, and then attempted to run away. Reports indicate that the man was then surrounded by security at the rear of the stage and subdued. Social media videos and photos of the attack have been posted despite organizers holding festival attendees' phones for the duration of the performances. Shortly after the attack, the attendees say fellow comedian Chris Rock took to the stage with Chappelle and quipped, "Was that Will Smith?" The joke was in reference to Rock being slapped by Will Smith during this year's Academy Awards after Rock made a joke about Smith's wife's Jada. Chappelle was performing as part of the comedy festival. The Netflix is a joke fest. So actually, believe it or not, just to end that on that article, they're actually supposed to be doing another Netflix special. So I don't know if that was actually, not to say that that incident was a part of it, but basically to say that that performance was supposed to be included in that special. So I'm curious to see if in fact that's going to be it, and if it is, how they're going to go ahead and tackle that. So guys, we're about to go ahead and get into the first YouTube video of it, and it's Dave Chappelle tackled slammed on stage at Hollywood Bowl by a man with gun. So also one thing they didn't add in here was that apparently this guy had it was like a gun and a knife. It was some kind of like custom little handgun with the knife attached. Some people thought it was just a fake, it was a prop. They don't know, but guys, we're getting into it with the first video.
Behind me on the DJ table is one of the most prolific producers that hip-hop has ever presented, the mighty man Lil. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip-hop history.
God damn. Damn. Dave Chappelle's actually going for him too. And 8, they showed it in slow motion. Now, when he got tackled, Dave didn't exactly buckle down just right then and there. He kind of stumbled, but he was holding his own for a minute there.
I am going to kill them. Wait, I gotta see this.
And you can okay. Damn.
Thank God that was clumsy. He's back there getting stomped. Where did it come from? Thank you, son. It was a trans man.
Okay, that's the first part. Let's get into the second one. Hold on. This one also is on YouTube. It's basically the same thing. It says Dave Chappelle continues to crack jokes after tackle, joined by Jamie Foxx, TMZ. This guy's about to hit that one next.
thought it was you for a second. Hey, my man, he's a bitch ass. Get that guy the fuck out of here. We gotta have some fun. Hollywood Bowl, you owe me 10 minutes because your security caught me slipping. Y'all want to rock? Get that, clean that mess up. Get that out of here. Don't do this on the stage.
Shit already
Get
happened.
the fuck out of here. And in an ambulance. Hold on, see what he's doing. I'm gonna see if this has a statement.
Hey, you. Oh shit. Oh shit. Now you know when he made what to get a clear statement is the statement was a 1-2 hit punch. Like he went back.
Oh, now everybody comes out for the curtain call. Shout out to Jamie Foxx, by the way. Jamie, where you at? Jamie, hold up. Make some noise for Fox. Whenever you're in trouble, Jamie Foxx will show up in a sheriff's hat.
Ah, shit, nah. Stop.
I thought that was part of the show. I don't know what the fuck. I grabbed the back of his head. His hair was spongy. Dormant. Listen, I just want to say, man, I've had an incredible time. This man is an absolute genius. We got to make sure we protect him at all times, man. This is what it's about. For every comedian that comes out here, man, this means everything, man. You're a genius. You're a legend. I enjoyed myself thoroughly, and we're not going to let nothing happen to you. Right. Give it up. This is the show. Wait.
Shit, Six came out for this one.
I've been doing this 35 years. I just stomped the backstage. Always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I'm back there squeezing this too. I see Bugs around me on it. It's like, that's how you do it, dog.
Oh shit, no. Bust the bus. Alright guys, so that's the second video. We're about to get to the third one, and this is the one that pretty much ties it all together. Hey, that's perfect. That's perfect. That was, all right, guys. That's how to go ahead and just kind of get that. Damn. It's so many mixed up things, and it's kind of weird because it's like it's two sides of the same similar coin. It all deals with like reaction. Will Smith reacted to Chris based off of a joke that he made, which was a very benign Jane joke. And honestly, the movie is a good movie too. So for her to even take it to that level of offense, to me, was kind of like, it wasn't even necessary. And then the fucked up thing was, Will Smith laughed at the joke. And then he just looks at her and he's like, huh, you ain't like that? Okay. And then he just goes up stage and just slaps the dude. I bet you could even hear, like, you know, the Machiavelli intro kicking as he's walking on stage. But then now you got this situation with Dave Chappelle, where a supposed person, or what he had quoted as a quote unquote or whatever, that they came on and they, you know, basically tried to tackle him. And if you see the pictures of the person, it looks bad. It was bad. They got the brakes beat off of them. Like, man, like for Jamie Foxx or for Electro and the Sinister Six to go up there and jump him, along with the Tribe Called Quest, you got Busta Rhymes, man. Like you got everybody up there. Like, shoot, they did more work than security was supposed to have. They should have saw to it that that never happened in the first place. But coming or staying on the focus like with Dave Chappelle, that's been his, especially his last special, The Closure. That was one of the most controversial of segments that he has done over his career. And it's one of those situations where I think a lot of people, and this is just, and I'm a Dave Chappelle fan, so maybe that's where it makes sound blind, or nobody stayed around to watch the full thing, because if they did, they would have caught the message at the end. Because actually, him and the person that he was friends with, he actually helped this person get on the road. They even opened for him, and they became close friends. They even knew the family. And basically, the person's name was Daphne, and she ended up killing herself. If nobody ever watched that, spoiler alert. And so he basically says, like, you know, when I make these jokes or whatever, like, I basically see myself in you, or I can relate to you. And it was basically this way of like trying to basically like, don't take the stuff personal. And yet people got hung up immediately just off of the first beginning. It got to a point where even employees like at Netflix tried to shut everything down, started doing petitions at the cost of their jobs, and all this just to really shut the dude down. Now, up until this moment, the petitions, the letters, that was more of an appropriate way to have done things if there was anything to do. The tackling was by no means at all. That was wrong. That should have never happened. Whoever that was, and then to have a weapon on him, or a prop weapon, or whatever that was, because they showed it looked like a handgun with a knife on it. That in itself should not have happened. You don't like the guy, you don't like his jokes. It's America, it's the freedom of speech. And yeah, this may even sound controversial to some of my other previous videos, to say the world can in fact be insensitive. But it's another quote that I would like to add into that, with that to be said, is 10% of the world is, how you engage. 99% is how you react. Things are done onto you or whatever, but it's basically how you react to things. How you react, on your job, with employees, to your friends, to relationships, whatever. It's all in how you react to everything. You can't control, it's like you can't pick and choose when to win a fight or when a fight starts, but you gotta make sure that you win at the end of the day. And I feel like that's just basically learning how to control yourself, control the situation, and do things in a way that's better and it's long term. Because all this is right now for this dude is like, it's a short moment of fame. You're on screen. Even if the guy somehow pops out and like, I'm gonna sue him. You rushed on stage. It wasn't like, I don't know, it ain't like Dave Chappelle maybe like had a gun or was waving and maybe shot fired in the stage, and out of desperation, someone rushed on stage to tackle him to keep him from trying to hurt somebody. This was a person who actively went out of their way to tackle, and with full force. Supposedly he had hit his head, cracked his head in the back, trauma, all that. And yet, to some eyes, he looks like a hero. But at what cost? Was that really worth it? What message did you really relay? If anything, it actually reverses everything that, the stand of the movement and what they're trying to do when you go to a violent standpoint. Everybody has their opinion on his approach to a lot of things, but there's always a better way to improve it. And like I said, it kind of goes back to the same thing, like what I mentioned before, like with Chris Rock and Will Smith. There was always another way to approach that. You have a lot of people that said, well, he was defending her honor, but then also looking at later on, look at how she sat there and basically separated herself from that. She was like, I didn't condone it. I didn't do this. But you have several videos that show it was never at no point in time that she grabbed his hand, she stopped him, or even after. Hell, Will Smith's mom went and apologized to Chris Rock. That's how strong of a situation, and she recognized how bad of a situation that was. And yet, look at what's happening to him. And Chris Rock was the smartest one out of it. He could have retaliated. He could have went toe to toe, or he could have made it obvious. But he did it in a way it was super smart because his ticket sales went up. You know, it's one of those like it's working out for him in the long term. And to sit here in the midst of somebody else's chaos. And to drop that in, to me, if anything, if you guys pick that up, that's confirmation that now Chris Rock been silent. He didn't forget this. It's there. He ain't forgot. So the fact that he can put that out there just to let us like as if, hey, watch out. So while Will Smith is in India, doing some tantric or whatever the hell he's doing, he needs to. Just because he posted on Instagram the apology, there needs to be a formal apology. And just my personal opinion, he needs to really straighten out his household and kind of get that, even if he's divorced, just for the long-term peace. Because like I said, in that situation, that was a long-weighted slap. That was from the sleeping around to stuff coming out in the public eye. It was a lot of stuff that came into that hit. And unfortunately, Chris Rock was the one that got hit. For Dave Chappelle's situation, it was pretty much the same thing. It was a lot of people were frustrated since the closure, their perception of him and the movement and what they believe of him and him being against. And it was just somebody just had in their mind that, they want to take it into their own hands and throw everything on themselves, put the weight of it on themselves to the point where you physically go on stage and react to this man when in all honesty, throughout even all the pressure that this dude has been through and everything, he kept his cool. He answered everything, down to the T. Like, you really can't fault even like him for that. So, like I said to everybody out there too, and this is just a full disclosure, like I said, this is just my thoughts and opinion. This is not the valid truth. And like I said, my opinions may either stay or they can change as time goes on, as more things are revealed, or as, the more I just learn as a person. But that's basically at this moment, at this current time, that's just, I don't feel like at the end of the day, and that's another thing to add in here, with jokes. Yes, and there's that fine line between, hurting people's feelings, the world coming back to like being like, sometimes I feel like the world can be very insensitive at times. But in cases like this of comedy, it's a joke. It wasn't to really slam and hurt somebody. And it's like you have to, as a comedian, it's almost like you have to have this kind of like shield or guard, because for you to even be able to perform as good as you do, for him to be the legend that this dude had to basically jump over a lot of hurdles and obstacles and step into the world of a lot of controversy to be who he is. You had people even like with Chris Rock dogging him out. And yet this dude is very political, very intelligent, very smart, very aware of everything that's going on in society and in politics and stuff. But, it's like it comes with the territory. So on the bright note, he didn't get hurt bad. Can't say the same for the other dude. The pictures are gnarly. You guys can look that up and see it for yourself. It was not pretty. But guys, what were your thoughts on this reaction video? What were your thoughts on the situation? Would you have rather seen a different outcome come about it? Even that being said, do you guys feel like Dave Chappelle even retaliated in the way that he did? Was that appropriate? Even just adding that in there as I'm trying to end it, I feel like at the end of the day, he was defending himself because at that time, security wasn't even there. It took celebrities to get up there, for him to get protection and to even see that kind of support and that camaraderie to, as if they rallied up, they helped this guy. They could have just sat there and watched it and let this dude do what he was doing. Because again, yeah, he tackled, got up and ran. But if that impact would have been if he didn't brace himself, if that would have full clean knocked him, dude could have been in the hospital, man. You would have had this dude sitting there like, and talking about it. It's like, well, shoot, this dude, because at the end of the day, no more than anybody else. This dude got a family. So you basically knocked him out of his bread, his butter, his livelihood just to make a statement. So guys, this is it for your boy for tonight, guys. To everybody, please, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. But as always, guys, like I said, I'm open to all opinions, but keep it cool, keep it friendly for not just myself, but for everybody. Your boy streams Monday through Friday, give or take depending on work pickups and stuff like that at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Late starts are between 6:15 and 6:30 p.m. I stream on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Trovo Live. Just open up a new platform on D Live. At the moment, it's a little bit buggy, but as soon as we get that on, guys, we got 5 platforms that your boy's going to be on. But to everybody, guys, this is your boy signing off with another content. To everybody out there, peace.